holy bearers of the light of God. Our only function is to bear light of God. And I just want to mention this session is being co-translated into Spanish. We thank Dara for the following the Holy Spirit to extend this to our beloved mighties in Spanish. We go together, you and I, to set the dial to infinite light, and stay there. Stay with Jesus. And I'm seeing, well, I'm grateful for the contrast between infinite light we can see now. In the light of divine being and honesty of God is the light here. The light's come already. Just bask in infinite light, as infinite light, our only function. We can ask Jesus. Do we have any other function than basking as infinite light? Hear the no. The light will tell you, Jesus will tell you, no. It was so beautiful. Dara was sharing about her joining with Marguerite. I mentioned it. It's just to listen through a brother is the most glorious thing. This is coming from the one that wanted to have nothing to do with joining whatsoever to start out. I'm doing this myself. And then have her talk about how Jesus was talking to them about responsibility. What is our responsibility? See that your light, honesty of God, see that your light, infinite. Admit that you're denying that you're light, and cease to deny that you're light through asking for miracles. And ask Jesus which miracles. Boy, is he making that clear. I feel like he's embedding that on my forehead. Ask me for which miracle. So much love in that. That's Christ control, because he knows where the miracles are. I was looking at him with the desire not to be under Christ's control. And see how deep that goes. No. The big no to Christ's control. So every day we gather to look with Jesus' infinite love. Our true identity has to help us because that play in consciousness to pretend like we don't know what's already here. That the light has already come. Salvation's done. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, is salvation done? We can hear Jesus, listen. It's complete. In honesty of God, do we want to say no, that salvation's not here? Just ask Jesus. He tells you no. And then we just ask him, Jesus, will you help me see through these denials? He'll tell you that's his function. It's his only function, is to help us see where we're denying light. That's it. It was beautiful. Rita was asking me, well, is that voice always there? That's your voice. It can't leave. It has to go with you. That's our voice, the voice of infinite love speaking. Is it always there? For me to be reminded, Rita, thank you, beloved, that it's always here, unless I give it the boot and say no. And then he starts to teach us the diversity of ways that we want to say, no, I don't want to be the light. And it's humbling. It's very humbling. It's very happy humbling. So we look today with Jesus. We can just ask him because everyone can hear him. That's what he's saying. Everyone can hear me. No exceptions. No exceptions. So let's just ask him, Jesus, is there a desire below my level of awareness to deny that I am light? When he says yes, you go, okay, yes, I admit it. Here we go. Lesson 305. Oh my gosh, what a lesson. There is a peace that Christ bestows upon us. We lay our head down upon Christ's feet, Jesus' feet, and see that everything he says is true. That this lesson is true. Today we're here to let this lesson sing like no other song we've ever heard in our hearts. That's our function. Ask Jesus. Jesus is my only function. Let this thought of God, there is peace that Christ bestows upon us, sing in my heart. He said, this is God's gift of song to you. To sing only this song in our hearts. Who uses but Christ's vision finds a peace so deep and quiet, undisturbable and wholly changeless. And that the world contains no counterpart. Let's ask the light that. In the light of divine being, infinite light, that we are, in honesty of God, is the world wholly changeless in the light of divine being? And in this, does the world contain no counterpart? In the light of divine being, does the world contain no counterpart? See that the light does not exist. Anything that light does not exist. In the light of divine being, does the world exist? See that there's no world in the light. There's just light, infinite light. That's the Christ. The Christ is you, this infinite, unchanging love. So we ask Jesus to show us, where are we confused about what love is? Where's the desire to be confused about what love is? We can ask him, Jesus, is there any desire below my level of awareness to be confused, to experience confusion about what love is? I'm willing to see that differently. I'm willing to ask for a miracle to show me any of that confusion, desire to be confused about who I am, because that's always a desire for an experience to be confused about who we are. We can ask him, ask Jesus. So we're merely looking at the desire to be confused about our identity. He's saying that every thought believed is a desire to be confused about identity, for an experience of being confused. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, is the light confused about what it is? Infinite, unchanging light. The light's not confused. That's why we can always go to the light, because the light's never confused. Screaming, yelling, bombs bursting. Is the light still here? And the light of infinite being still here? We can check in. We can see this. Because this is what we are before all the thoughts and feelings and emotions and that play. We just like jumping on the train of thoughts, feelings, and emotion. Ask Jesus. Jesus, is there a desire below my level of awareness to jump on the train of thoughts, feelings, and emotions? Train. Rita says the train of hell. The hashtag I equals hell train. We need his help so much. I do. To show me. Comparisons are still see it before this piece. So let's ask the light that. So it sings. Jesus is teaching us to have the lessons sing in our heart. Sing like infinite love, singing all the time of infinite love. That's it. Infinite love. So let's ask the light. In the light of divine being, or all comparisons still before this peace, the peace of the light within? And hear the answer. Until the but comes up, like Jesus was telling me. I could just hear, it was like, but Jesus. See that the light has no but Jesuses in it. No but Jesus. This is yes, Jesus. That's what we're learning to say. Yes, Jesus, you are right. I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's just ask him, Jesus, will you show me the desire to make comparisons, to experience a world of comparisons? Is there any desire for that below my level of awareness? Okay. Can ask for a miracle. He says no. He's in control of miracles. So there's always, when he says no, that means there's something else to look at. Okay, what else do I need to see? Just ask him. Okay. He says, see how much you really, really, really want to compare things. That you cherish comparing. He's reminding me, you cherish comparing. Okay, Jesus. And just feel the cherishing of it. Like, let that, rather than the comparisons, which is way up here, see, playing in the world of comparisons and thoughts. And he's going, look under that for that itch, how much you want, cherish, cherish, cherish comparisons. Ask me if that's true. Do you want comparisons? So it's just the admission of the wanting of the comparisons. When we deny we want comparisons, that keeps it below the level of awareness, and then we're always comparing. That's like the engine. See, it's the little engine. That's the little engine under there. That desire is the engine that drives up here, the thoughts and the feelings and emotions. The desire for the experience like blooms out, and it's like a tree and a big quagmire. I don't know if that quagmire is a word in Spanish. Swamp. Or my favorite word is kerfuffle, which isn't even an English word. It's just a big up there. So if we drop below the fear and the doubt and just ignore all that and go to the desire for the experience, Ask Jesus, he'll tell you. Stay with me at the level of desire, of the itch, so the itch can burn out in the light. The itch to compare. We learn how to be with him in the itch, the wanting, the desire, the wanting of the experience of comparisons, he says. Yes. Okay. I'm just always look with him. So much happiness as that energy is released, that suppressed energy of desire, because we pretend like we don't desire it, but we really do. This is the last thing the ego wants to look at, is the desire, that it's all here, that it's desired experience. So for those who are willing to look with him, he'll help everyone. Ask him, Jesus, will you help me look at every desire and clear it from the subconscious mind? Yes, I'll show you where every single one is, because it's not natural. Our desire's natural to us. Ask the light. And the light of divine being is desire, the wanting, a natural experience. No, it's very unnatural. That's why we feel bad all the time, because we're trying to do something that's unnatural. Is the light, infinite light, natural to us? Ask the light, it'll tell you. Just light. Ta-da, that's it. But the ego goes, okay, let me add a little extra, a little more, a little less, anything but right in the pocket of infinite being. We have to admit it to Jesus. Oh, and all the world departs in silence as this peace envelopes it. And gently carries it to truth. No more to be a home of fear. So let's just ask Jesus to show us the desire. Is there any desire below our level of awareness to be a home to fear? And just hear what he says. To give spaciousness. Is there an itch for fear in there somewhere, Jesus? He says if it's appearing, it is. It's a desired experience. But he says, just work with me. Ask me, ask me, ask me, ask me. Because you have the power as an infinite being to look below with me. You see, and see where that energy's investment, where that fear grows out of. Almost like finding the seed. Where's the seed that I'm planting to get a fear experience? That itch. If you stay with it, see that your light, infinite light of being, like Muji says, stay in your true position. Is the light running away from anything? Infinite light? See, the light doesn't run anywhere. The light is here. Infinite, unchanging light. The light doesn't hide. It doesn't hide. So the hiding is the play in consciousness to pretend like there's something to hide from. See that the only place you can run is from the idea that you have of yourself. Ask Jesus, is the only place I can hide? I'm not hiding from God. I'm hiding from my true self. Ask him. Am I trying to hide from my true self? Am I trying to hide from supreme happiness? That's a good one. We're trying to hide from supreme happiness. Now that's when you start laughing. You go, wait a minute, wait a minute. And when you're feeling like you want to run, See that you're running, and rather than looking. See, when we run rather than look, we're going to hurt. And then we project. It's all about him, them, they. Why I can't be infinite light now, which is already here. That's why Buddha laughs. He goes, wait a minute. He looks around. Wait, the light's already here. It's everywhere. So the challenge in traditional non-duality is that, in Advaita, is that you can see that you're light very easily because it's here. Like my 7-year-old niece. Oh, okay. The light's here. All's forgiven, done. So we can see that there's a light here with practice. At first, the ego likes to play, oh, I can't see that. It'll play the hide and go seek with the light. And then you go, oh God, the light's everywhere. But you don't want to admit I'm it. So the game begins of playing hide and go seek with the light, which is already here. So Jesus is trying to break us of the habit of playing hide and go seek with ourselves. Seek and do not find. So you can ask him, because he'll tell you directly, we can all hear him. Jesus, do I have a desire for an experience where I go play hide and go seek for myself? I try to hide from myself who I really am. Like, that's humbling. But then you can laugh with them. Because you see that the light's here and it can't be anywhere else but here. And he says, so it's beautiful that you can see that you're light. It's just that you'll just watch these satsangs where beings are coming forward going, this is great. I see that I'm the light, but, and then what happened to the light? It's been here. I'm so happy. I'm so joyful. I'm so peaceful. Because the light's always here, the only way it can't be here, Jesus, this is the power of the metaphysics of A Course in Miracles. The light's not recognized because there's a decision not to see it. So he's going to show us, if we ask him, where are we deciding not to see that we're light already? Jesus, show me the desire not to acknowledge that I'm the light. That I'm one with my Father. Where I want nothing what's the nada, nothing to do with infinite light. And you can ask him, Jesus, and you'll think, oh, well, that's silly. I'm the light. I can see there's light here. Unless it's a supreme happiness situation 24/7, still wanting no. And as the deeper he goes with you, you'll see how big that NO is. But the more you're willing to see how big the NO is, the no, the more you're willing to see it and admit it, the freer you'll see that you already are. You'll see it. It'll just, oh, Jesus, you're so right. And that's all he's trying to show us, that we're saying no, and it doesn't mean a darn thing to the light. Doesn't mean a darn thing but we will suffer. You will suffer. Ask him. You can ask him. He talks to all of everyone he's here, he's talking to. It's just clearing out the desire to talk to something else other than Jesus. Shows you, he's always talking to me about mind wandering. That's just a desire not to talk to him. You can ask. It's very humbling. It's happily humbling. And you see that his voice is the only way out of delusion. That's for me. You know, it's all, you start to see, oh, it's all for me. It's all for me to see that I've got the big N-O to Jesus there. But he convinces, so much convincing, then so much happiness. And again, he reminds about joining. He reminds about staying joined with your brother and practice listening and speaking my voice. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. We're all going to sing Hallelujah chorus together. Supreme happiness. And he brought, yes, hashtag supreme happiness. That's all this team is interested in. That's it. And he talks about it in the course, how it's the speed up, coming together, the speed up, beings coming together and being so devoted to supporting each other. And it's just, it's like lightning. Someone said, this is like the lightning trip. Yes, together it is. But you'll see, you'll want to stray off. He's promising this is quick with light circles for me. So I'm in. Since March, twice a day. If he says go, if he tells you something, go, and ignore the rest of the stuff. We have to be able to step into our divine power and say no to what the ego's asking us to do, because it's siding for being weak. It's abdicating creative power to the untrue. It's saying no to ourselves. It's just flat out saying, I'm not worthy to follow that ego thought system. Ask Jesus, Jesus, is this when I say no to what you're telling me or asking me to do, is it siding with the ego? Is it accepting weakness? And just ask him, he'll tell you. Do I have a desire to side with weakness by not following you below my level of awareness? Do I have a desire for that? He says what you will more and more, because you'll see I'm not anything other than your voice for love. And in the course, he says, he was reminding me, you think that love is hate. Actually, it's flipped. Ask him, Jesus, do I believe love is hate? Real love is hate. It can't be. It's a concept of what love is. That's why we use the word light here a lot, because the ego can't quite get its, it's attacked love, the idea of love, and created a concept. So it seems elusive. It's a desire for the experience of love to feel elusive. Ask Jesus, Jesus, is there a desire below my level of awareness to have love seem elusive to me? That's where he says in the course, you believe your brother is trying to tear heaven from you, rip heaven from you. Boy, when I saw that after writing that chapter in the last chapter, and he's pointing right to it, you believe your brother is trying to rip heaven from you. And then he translated it. You desire an experience where your brother is ripping heaven from you. Like, and I looked at it with him and it was like, I do. Jesus, is there any desire? I'll look again. It was so, because it's where the buck stops here. It's where the decision rests to deny divinity. Yet all the power is in that. Because then it's like, wow, okay. I can choose again, as he says, we can choose again. For love has come and healed the world by giving it Christ's peace. He says, just give it to me. All love is asking is we're calling to ourselves, like, because there's no love outside of ourselves. It's love calling to love, to celebrate love, infinite God cuddle. And to see first that light is all there is. Infinite, unchanging light. The only thing that can be shared, light. Honesty of God is admitting there's light here. And then look at all the exceptions of why light is not who you are. That's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. That's what the ego is. It's a nice place to kind of peek in there and see there's something infinite. Wow, wait, there's no limit here. Wait, there's something that doesn't change. Like Muji would say, you don't know what you found. Jesus would say, you don't want to know what you found. Jesus, do I not want to know that I'm infinite light? Just put that energy. You're right, Jesus. Can I ask for a miracle? Like, yes. Father, the peace of Christ is given us because it is your will that we be saved together. No one left behind. This love of these brothers, the most powerful band of brothers on the planet, united in the holy purpose of hearing Jesus's voice, speaking in Jesus's voice, and celebrating the infinite love that's here. No power any greater than this anywhere on this planet. Devoted to each other in truth, in the light of truth. This is the speed up with each other, jumping on those joining calls, even when you don't want to. You will find they're going to be, this is experienced here, that lots of things that you don't want to do. That's what he's trying to show us. The you that doesn't want to do anything does not exist. Only light is real. Only infinite light. And the only way to step beyond that, to join with him, is to step outside the comfort zone of the miscreation. And grab onto Jesus's feet. And grab onto your brothers and just all the way. Hashtag all the way for this team. Supreme happiness. That's our function. Supreme happiness. Let them tell you all about it. Ask them. Jesus, tell me about supreme happiness. They'll say, it's you. And I'll help you see that it's you. And there isn't another you other than supreme happiness as given by the Father. Father, the peace of Christ is given us because it is your will that we be saved. Jesus, in the honesty of God, the light of infinite being, is it God's will that we be saved? is it God's will that we celebrate that we're one with him? Jesus will tell you that's your only function. He says it in the Course, when it rings in you, when you let his voice ring inside like a tuning fork of truth, and then you speak that, you let that truth come through you, that's acceptance of divinity. Because that voice is your voice. Ask him, Jesus, is your voice my voice? Says it's the voice of infinite love. It's your will that we be saved together. Help us today, but to accept your gift and judge it not. Judge it not. Jesus, okay, I'm willing to see here. Am I judging the gift that you give to me? Is there a desire below my level of awareness to judge the greatest gift of heaven, who I am? The only way that play can occur in consciousness is for the ego to flip it so that it judges against the light. It's judging against divinity. So the only way that it comes is to lay out the welcome mat to it. To infinite being, and just lay out, yes, Father. Open hands, open hearts. That's all. Open heart for Jesus's voice under every circumstance. That's supreme happiness. Ask him. He'll tell you. For it has come to us to save us from our judgment on ourselves. Wow. Let's ask him, Jesus, is there any desire to judge myself below my level of awareness? To be hard on myself? To punish myself? Just admit it. He says, just admit it, love, my love. Yet see that the light cannot judge. It doesn't judge. Infinite light doesn't judge. It just calls you home. See that you desire judgment. Jesus, is judgment a desired experience below my level of awareness? He tells you, yes, okay, yes, yes, Jesus. I would give you love. I would have you know this great love within. That's what he says. That you can hear my voice within you tell you that. It seems like it comes through another mouth, but then it's you. It's infinite love talking to love. That's what we talk about, these joining circles. It's love, loving love. Jesus talking to Jesus about Jesus. Now that's spectacular. We are gathered here today for Jesus to talk to Jesus about Jesus. And we're so grateful. We're so grateful. And thank you, Jesus. Thank you for our beloveds who join us in the truth and joining. And it feels like, and Dare will confirm this on the WhatsApp group, it seems like we'll have a joining with Spanish translation at 3 p.m. Mexico City time today in Spanish for our Spanish beloveds to come. And anyone else can come because Jesus speaks only one language, and that's love. So we love you all, and we send you love from San Juan Cosala. know the beloveds. Amen.